Genshin Impact is known for its lush areas, beautiful sightings, and amazing characters you can grow and truly learn to love as you journey across to that. But Honkai Star Rail takes a different turn. You travel from planet to planet with the Astral Express, exploring, meeting new friends, and even adding some of these friends to your adventures. But what separates these two games, and not in a gameplay type of way, in a writing type of way? And there's one thing the Honkai Star Rail has over Genshin Impact, and that is humanity. I'll be waiting till we While Genshin Impact is an amazingly fun game, it has a simple story. The main purpose of Ether is to find your sister, and as you journey across Teyvat, you learn the good side and the bad side. But not many times does Genshin Impact really make you question story, or question who is good or who is bad. But rather in Honkai Star Rail, within the first arc, we're already talking about higher levels of storytelling, understanding that Belobog isn't as good as it seems, and the underground isn't a place of ruthless monsters. And then as we move on to the Shingzhou ship, we also learn about the Mara's Jock and immortality. And one of the main things that while I was doing this quest that kept popping up into my mind is the path of the abundance truly evil? Is wishing to have more knowledge, to gain immortality, is it truly evil? Yes, there can be consequences, but is it purely evil? And is there no way it can be used for good? You see, true story makes you question everything, and that is one of the main reasons why the Genshin story is getting kind of boring. It's been the same thing over and over, good and bad, just in a different format. But with Honkai Star Rail, every single place, every single quest, it feels different. And perhaps this is just because they're just different games. Perhaps this will always happen. But I think Genshin Impact could and has this in the past. But with that one, I believe it has just failed. The way to celebrate. You see, in the Sumeru Archon quest, we are introduced to Nahida, or Lesser Lord Kusanagi. And though Lesser Lord Kusanagi was supposed to be a Lesser Lord to Rukkhadevata, we learned that Rukkhadevata and Lesser Lord Kusanagi are really just the same thing. They're the same branch, cut off the same tree, they look the same. They are the same. And that the false lies being up by the sages, who we thought were good, but were really bad the entire time, were just that. Lies. I believe that Sumeru was one of the best pieces of writing that Genshin Impact has had. Sumeru just had a bunch of lore drops, and I feel like we progressed in the story, especially to finding our sister. In the other nations before Sumeru, never actually felt like we gained any information to guiding our sister, and that the main purpose of our journey into that was slowly starting to fade away for this always good versus evil. We never took a time to step back and think, why are we saving these people? Why are we doing this? Well, in Honkai Star Rail, it feels more like a journey. The way to sell. In Genshin Impact, our journey will end. We know it will probably end in Naya, but with Honkai Star Rail, it's an infinite world, and you don't know what's gonna come next. Anything can come next, and that's just what's part of the reason why Honkai Star Rail just feels like a load of freshness than Genshin Impact. And I'm not saying the Genshin lore isn't interesting, it's very interesting. But the difference between the Genshin lore and the Honkai Star Rail lore is that the Genshin lore is really just interesting and touching. The Honkai Star Rail lore is interesting, touching, and mind-changing at the same time. And that is what I believe is the flaw in Genshin Impact right now, at least when it's writing. And why Honkai Star Rail, in terms of writing, is a much better game than Genshin Impact can ever be. But this isn't the end of Genshin Impact, or that the story somehow failed and it's a failure and it's done. Susmania is right around the corner, and it's the perfect space to include what they've been doing in Honkai Star Rail. The Tsaritsa really isn't bad. In fact, she's a kind person, at least what we know from certain lore artifacts and things we've collected around the game. She simply wants to change Celestia's rule on Teyvat, and while she may have been doing it through the evil means, she has good intentions in the end. And I believe HoYoverse will be able to write it into the story very well, as they did in the past. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Subscribe and like, and I'll see you guys Starside.